All right. I'll let folks start getting in here.
Yo,
They're coming at some point. I
They're
think
coming.
there's some folks. Come on in. Come on
celebrating.
in. Leave a big roll tide in the comment section when you get here, folks. Oh, those Vanderbilt fans have been talking all sorts of smack all week. It's been disgusting.
Oh, come on now.
Oh man.
Brutal.
A couple of really good things happened today. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes, sir.
If you're just coming in, go ahead, like, subscribe, retweet if you're on X. If you're on X and you're not following us on YouTube, go over and subscribe real quick.
Roll Tide.
We got a lot to talk
Banner
about.
Bay.
Break this thing
Roll
down.
Tide,
Yeah,
rise up. Roll Tide. Brian Harris.
Roll Tide.
Everyone. What a second half from the defense. Agreed.
We're going to talk about this.
I was on the defense in the first half. Bad. Ask the group chat.
Yeah.
I was on the defense hard.
Yeah. Kane Womack earned his money today.
Man,
Roll Tide
he earned his money in the
Gage.
second half.
Waaaay
Gage.
Offsides member. Let's give him a big round of applause for popping in with us since he is a member. You got it, Jeff?
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
Yay! All right,
So,
thank you, Gage. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide one.
Steven. Who else in the house?
Everybody
Ron in the
feel it,
house.
man.
That was impressive for a lot of reasons.
It was, and it was gritty. It was, I think, a kind of game this team needed to win. I have been saying it since last Saturday night. A lot of people have kind of picked on me for it, that this game was more important for Alabama than the Georgia game. And this is exactly why. A lot of folks still don't understand that this Vanderbilt team is really, really good.
This was a good win. This was a great win.
This is a fantastic win. And not only is it a good team that Alabama beat, it also shows that Alabama can beat quarterbacks who do this. They, coming off of that week 1 loss to FSU, it stung because it was like, oh my gosh, we're going to play several quarterbacks who run a very similar system. Diego Pavia was one of them. And I was like, we could be looking at 5 or 6 losses, right? And so to see Alabama make the adjustments, because Kane Womack has not been great at making halftime adjustments, but damn it, he did it today. He did it today, and it was absolutely fantastic. I know I've been very big on Yanze Pierre.
Yes, you have.
He had a really good game today.
Good reason. Roll Tide, Keith.
Yeah.
K-Spray.
Damani Jackson started to figure it out in the second half. I don't know what's been going on with him, but he had a really rough half there at the first of the game. But man, look, for you Alabama fans, the narratives from opposing fans is going to be, oh, you beat Vanderbilt, blah blah blah. This is a good Vanderbilt team. This Vanderbilt is going to beat some other folks on Texas. This Vanderbilt team is going to beat Texas. I think they play Texas. Let's look.
Texas went down today too.
Yep, a lot of teams did.
Looks like Napier saved his job for another year today.
yeah, they do. Look, Vanderbilt plays LSU, Missouri, Texas, Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. All those games right now are winnable. All of them are winnable. Could you imagine getting Bama Vandy in the SEC championship game?
Oh my gosh! Y'all, I want you to look at the score down here. That's scrolling across your ticker down here.
Yeah,
it's 30-14.
Right.
Think of how many points that we left out there. This should have been 45-14, somewhere around there.
Yeah, this should have been a beatdown.
We should have scored at least 2 more touchdowns instead of 2 field goals. We should have been 28-14 instead of 17-14, and then 20-14. Should have been 28-14 right there. Should have been 42-14, honestly, should have been the final of this game. This game was not as close as even that score looks. No. Vanderbilt had no shot in the second half at all.
No, they didn't.
They had nothing.
They didn't. I'm bringing it up right now, Jeff, so we can put it up on the screen and kind of go ahead and take a look at everything.
Oops, sorry.
I'm so sorry. That was on me. All right, let's take a look at this, man. We'll go. I'm on the wrong screen. We'll go. You want to look at player stats, team stats? What do you want to look at first?
Let's start team. I'm going to start player. Sure.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. We'll look at Alabama. So we all know what Ty Simpson did. He did have that one nasty interception where he got a little greedy. Had a couple of plays that his inexperience showed. The one scramble where he took the big loss on the sack. in that fourth down. But outside of that, Ty Simpson absolutely shined. Man, that one conversion to Isaiah Horton where he looked like he was just going to run it out of bounds.
Oh, that was
absolutely ridiculous.
And I'm not going to lie, he had already taken like those 2 horrible sacks by not getting rid of the ball. And I thought, like, here it goes again. I was thinking he's not going to get rid of it.
Me too. I thought the same thing. Absolutely thought the same thing. But he goes 23 for 31, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception.
What a game.
Man. Now,
what a flipping game.
Jeff, if you'll remember, I know I wasn't on the live with you Thursday night, but I've been saying all week long that I thought Alabama was going to kind of try to be stubborn about running the ball. They weren't super stubborn with it, but they did have some success with it. And I think that's a big story people need to talk about. Jim Miller here, 22 carries for 136 yards, 1 touchdown. He averaged just over 6 yards a carry. Miller looked exactly how we expected him to look when he came back. And this is a good defense, guys. Like, statistically speaking, on paper, Vanderbilt has, like, I think a top 30 run defense in the country. They're a really, really good red zone defense that showed up today. Alabama struggled in the red zone a little bit for that reason.
Yeah.
But you can see here that this tells me, the carries tells me that the coaching staff kind of understood that they need to find the guy and go with it, and that they need to control the game, because last year, you know, Vandy had the ball like 80% of the freaking game.
Yeah.
Alabama tried to flip that script this year, and to Jeff's point, if a couple of things go differently, they probably do.
This game was a blowout. If the reason this game was this close, Michael, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the reason this game was this close, you guys think about this, is the mistakes that Alabama made. Yes. Alabama made a shack ton of mistakes in this game that took points off the board.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if we play clean, this is a walk. I mean, we run them out of the stadium. This isn't even close.
Absolutely. As always, it seems like with Alabama, everybody gets a little love receiving the ball. Alabama had a ton of guys. But Jeremy Bernard.
Catches, just big time catches. Cuevas had a huge catch.
Yeah.
A couple of huge catches.
Yeah. Bernard again. I know what the Greg McElroy said about Isaiah Horton being Mr. Reliable, but that's Jeremy Bernard, man. Jeremy Bernard is definitely Mr. Reliable for Alabama. Hollywood had a pretty good outing.
What do you have? Do we hold Diego under 200?
Let's look. Passing?
What's up, Kayla? Roll Tide? Roll Tide?
Yeah, we sure did. Yeah. He went 19 for 33. Had the 1 interception. Almost threw about 4 more.
Look, 12 for 58, and 37 of that was on 1 run.
Yeah, that's what I was about to point out. I was worried about Alabama being able to stop the run in this game, and outside of a couple of bus plays, they did. They absolutely stopped the run. I think about about 50, 60 yards were on those bus plays together.
Thank you, Lance. This is true. All that nonsense with Johnny Football and all that BS. Yeah, well, and he played like ass today.
Absolutely. He did. By the way, I don't want to be that guy, but I'll toot my own horn. I did call that first interception.
I
said Bama hasn't had an interception since Wisconsin, and then boom,
pick.
And then boom.
Well, you also in the group text said we need a big turnover right here.
Yeah.
And then Sab picked that one off like almost right after you said that.
Yeah, you watch enough college football, it becomes pretty predictable a lot of the time.
You watch enough, you can pretty much sense it.
Yeah, you're going to get a little inside here. The best time to call a pick is when you've got a quarterback having to go on a 2-minute drive to win the game. How many times do you see that drive end?
Yeah.
You're watching it because somebody's about to get upset, and then that quarterback throws a pick on that 2-minute drive. And so it happens all the time. But, you just kind of knew. This was
correct on this. Yeah.
Yeah. This was an absolutely massive win for Alabama at home. I get it. A lot of people were ready to Well, they didn't run it in the second half. I was waiting for it there.
I can't believe they didn't. They ran it both times in the first half, and it worked like clockwork. And they never went back to it.
For the damn thing to show up again, and it didn't. So, but Kane adjusted, man. Like he made the necessary adjustments.
Yeah.
And it worked. And a lot of people, yeah, we sure can, Lance. A lot of people were ready to go ahead and kick him out of Tuscaloosa there at the half. But Kane Womack showed today that he knows what he's doing. It may not always work, but he knows what he's doing. And I think Alabama fans will have a little bit more faith in him moving forward. Now they got a big task coming up next week. I don't want to get too excited, but if you guys haven't seen Missouri run the ball yet, just wait. And then Tennessee's going to come into town soon. They've got the number 1 offense in the country now.
Flip over to Bama stats.
Yeah,
and scroll down to defense. Let me see what
sitting here chatting. I even forgot that was on the screen, man. You know, look at the defense.
See the defense.
They don't go into too much.
Okay, I don't know how many what sacks. If anybody had any sacks.
Oh yeah,
I know we had some sacks, but I wonder like how many official sacks we had.
Well, let's look at this. This might show us. No, it doesn't.
Oh well.
So you can see
we had
here
some timely stuff.
Yeah. You can see here. This is what I'm talking about, man. Alabama possessed the ball for almost 40 minutes of this game.
3 penalties. We only had 3 penalties.
Yeah. We weren't great on third down this game, but they were worse.
Jay Bake.
Look at that, man. Almost 500 yards of total.
Me too. Dude, Jay Bake, I had to drive home from my mom's house, and I walked in the door, and then we had just scored, and I was like low key fist pumping, like thank God we got that last score in.
Look, I'd already like cut it off because I was like, man, they're just going to take a knee, I guess, because I needed to start to get.
I think he broke a 20-yard run. I think they were just running plays, and he just broke one and scored.
Yeah, that sucks, but
I'm sure I got it recorded. When we're done, I'm gonna run in there and rewind it.
I'll catch it on the replay. As soon as we're done here, I'm gonna go over and watch this Miami FSU game.
Roll Tide chat. God,
yeah,
man, that was
it's beautiful, man.
You know,
it's a big win.
You also called this, Cotton. I told my mom this too, and she's not happy about this. I hope, Mom, you're listening. I said, Mom, me and Mike were talking about this the other night. If you look at DeBoer's games, there are rarely any blowouts. He's winning a lot of 1-score games, a lot of 9-point games, 6-point games, 10-point games. I said, there's not a ton of blowouts. And my poor mom was like, come on. I need a few blowouts here and there. And I was like, you're going to get a couple maybe against weak teams, but you're not going to get many against league games. He just wins these close games.
Yeah, looking at Alabama's schedule, they probably got 1 or 2 left on the schedule of blowouts. So
the one before Auburn,
Eastern Illinois or whatever. Yeah, it'll be a blowout, and then never mind. Let's not speculate just yet. I don't want to get too cocky.
Let's not speculate just yet.
Look, this is huge. It's huge because Josh Pate said something coming out of fall, and it didn't resonate well because Alabama goes into week 1 and craps the bed down in Tallahassee. But I'm starting to learn this about this team. He said this team can beat you in a ton of different ways, and we're starting to see that. I think, and
this is a key piece of the offense going forward is Big 74.
Look,
somebody this week might have been messing with the design involving this man running.
I said, screw it, man. Put him in at Wolf and let him rush Diego Pavia. Could you imagine that big dude barreling down at you?
Hey, 3rd and short, hand it off to the boy and let the safety cheat up, and then like we had. That poor safety just got ran over for about 4 yards. If you need 3rd and an inch, like that 4th and 1, like I don't understand that. I don't understand that play call.
They got a little cute, man.
A little crazy. I don't know if Ty like just didn't see the guy that dropped back there. I mean, he threw it right to him almost, and I just couldn't figure out what he saw there. More what he didn't see.
Yeah,
which was number 4. I thought you just run the ball there, just like you've been doing all the way down the field. Yeah. You can get a yard. It's now's not the time to get cued on 4th and 1 as you're driving down the field to open the game. That was a 14-point swing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but let's look at it through a different lens, and that lens is when they had those problems down in Tallahassee, they folded, right?
Right. Right.
They had issues over at Georgia a couple of times, but they never really backed down. They got popped in the face.
Superfly, thank you for the super chat, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll Tide.
Let's hit him with some love here.
Yes.
I got you, Joe.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Thank you for the super chat. Agreed. He called a great game in the second half. And Michael, your tie pick for Heisman is coming true each week. This kid got ice in his veins. He had a few little, I thought, rookie errors today by holding the ball too long, not just throwing the ball out of bounds, running another play. We're good enough. We can throw a ball out of bounds and not take a 10-yard loss. It just seems like we take too many 10-yard losses instead of just a 2nd and 10. We'd rather take a sack trying to make a play and make it 2nd and 20.
Yeah.
All the way back to Tua.
I feel like in a way this team's still trying to figure itself. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like in a way this team's still trying to figure itself out a little bit. I think it's starting to learn its identity.
Well, the line combination too. They're still playing with the right side of the line.
Yeah, absolutely. What's the chat saying, man?
Man, Planter Bay is great, man. Ty learns and makes adjustments. Think he gets better every week. He just gets more confident as the game goes. It's like, I don't know. He makes the right throw. I love how when he takes off running, his eyes still look up. Oh, right. There's Lottie right there for the first down. Boom, rips it in there. First down.
Yeah, I really need to convert this. I'm about to run out of bounds. Oh, I see Isaiah Horton. That touchdown pass to Ryan Williams, he did something similar, I think, to Isaiah Horton last week. It's a great example, man. Great example. By the way, Ty really showed his athleticism on that play. That was nasty. That was filthy. Let's talk about this, Jeff. You kind of hit on this a little bit, and he hate me is 100% right here. It should have absolutely been.
It should have been much way worse.
Bigger. Margin.
We were moving the ball at will. Now Vandy played stout defense. Credit to Vanderbilt. They played good defense. Okay, but we were moving the ball at will until like Ty's picking them down the field. We get down to the field and we go jam up the middle, tie up the middle, and then kick a field goal. And I'm like, what? Ty's just cooking all the way down the field, and then you take the ball out of his hands, 3 straight downs. What are we doing here? Like sometimes it's like, we don't need to try to be cute. Like something working, just keep pounding it till they can stop it.
Absolutely. Latsier Brooks, a lot of folks initially when they saw him, they said, hey, he looks a lot like somebody else that used to wear 17 at Alabama. And I kind of, I joke about it, but I was like, I think people are just making the comparison because of the number. But I get it. I'm starting to get it. Latsier Brooks has that cheetah wiggle to him, if you get the reference, if you know what I'm talking about. Absolutely.
Young Jubitus, son of Jubitus is what we're calling him.
Yeah. So
yes, Alabama. He hadn't even gotten loose yet. Sorry, Cotton. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. So if you're just joining us, Alabama gets a big W at home against a feisty and scrappy Vanderbilt team, a very good Vanderbilt team, but one that needed to be humbled a little bit. And Alabama has no problem doing the humbling. They looked sloppy in the first half, but they make second half adjustments. To Jay Bake's point, I think that little 2-minute drive there, I say little, by Ty Simpson to kind of tie things up, really kind of instilled
that was
the confidence.
So huge. What a great catch by Jeremy. Took a shot right there at the goal line too and scored.
Absolutely. I want to hear your thoughts post game. We're going to put them up on the screen. So while you're here, there's 386 of you watching. Please like, subscribe, consider becoming a member, hit the notification bell. If you're not watching on YouTube, go over and watch on YouTube. What are you doing with your life? And so that's where we
388 for joining. 2 more have hopped in. Thank you everyone for joining. If you're out there listening, we appreciate you coming in the post game with us.
We're here for you guys, right?
We're here for you guys.
Bama gets a big dub, their second win in SEC play, and it is a glorious Saturday night, no matter what happens the rest of the evening. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, just to kind of touch on the rest of the college football landscape, there have been a ton of upsets.
Yes.
Today, Penn State goes down again. Florida beats Texas at home. It would be a shame if somebody from the Waaaay Offsides cast called that back before the season started.
Agreed, Smitty. Like, yes.
Yeah.
When Talty missed that one, I was kind of worried, like, oh crap, now we've got the kicker yips.
It felt like everything for a minute there, everything that could go wrong was going wrong. It was like, okay, it's just going to be one of these games. And
but shout out to Talty, man. He kicked 3 clutch kicks, man. Those were big kicks that he made to put us up 9.
Yeah, but again,
which changed the whole output.
Yeah, okay. But it did feel like that. But then that drive right before the half, that's what really started to go, okay, all right, this isn't as bad as we feel. And then they come out and Kane Womack just shut down Diego Pavia completely. The one big play they had was on a bust on Deontay Lawson. Outside of that, they couldn't do anything, man.
Nothing.
So straight second half dominance by Alabama. I would have liked to see them perform better in the red zone, but I'm telling you guys, Vanderbilt's a much better defense than people realize. That red zone defense is pretty good.
They got tough. They're a tough team. Clark Lee's tough, man. They take personality of their coach, man.
He's a damn good coach, man.
He's a damn good coach. And
so
unfortunately, he won't be at Vanderbilt very long.
No, he may not be there after this year. He seems it's going to be kind of an Urban Meyer deal after Urban skipped town after Tebow left because he just what's he going to do? It seems like Lee might do the same thing.
Strike while it's hot. Like if they make the playoffs or even come close, he'll never be hotter than he is right now. So some team, some P4 team will call him.
You know what this tells me, combined with a few other things, is that all this, the Big Ten is now the premier conference in college football, is bogus. You look at Ohio State right now. Who's Ohio State's signature win on the season? Texas, right? At home. They could only score 14 on that Texas team at home. I get it. It's the first game of the season, but that same Texas team just went down to Florida, a reeling Florida team, a Florida team that is not very good and lost.
What was the final of that game? Because every time I saw the score, Florida was kicking their butt.
I mean, they closed the gap. I think it was like, I don't know, 29-21, something like that.
Chat, what was the final of that score? Y'all look it up. Yeah. But it was like, when I saw it was like 10-0, 19-7, 22-10. It was like they were kicking Texas' butt.
Yeah. Hey, Planner B, sorry, I'm going to argue with you here. I think that offensively, yes, they are. I think
29-21.
Yeah, I think offensively Vanderbilt is a better team than Georgia. I think they're more explosive. They've got a better offensive line. I don't know if you watched Georgia today. Don't let that Kentucky game fool you. Georgia's offensive line looked abysmal today. And now they got a lot of injuries. Defensively, no. Georgia's got a better defense. But again, I don't want to take away from the fact that this is a quality opponent because there's a lot of people, even in our own fan base, that look at Vanderbilt still like they're the team from 15 years ago. And it's just not the case. This team is well coached. They've done a great job in terms of, who they've gone and got out of the portal. And they're a really, really good team. This is a big time win for Alabama. It's a top 16 matchup. And they've beat 2 top 16 teams in the past 2 weeks. So
beat them well. I mean, I know the 3-point game at Georgia, but we led that whole game. We led wire to wire, and we jumped early. And, that was Oh, Army's back in the chat.
Let's go. Roll.
That's true.
Yeah. Let me bring that back up. Bring it back
sorry,
up.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Roll Tide, Steven. How'd you
roll
feel,
Tide.
man? Tell us how you felt, brother. We got to give him a big round of applause for being the official member.
Tip of the cap to you. Hey, and if we decide just to say F it and let Ty run the 2-minute offense, we're going to be fine. That guy cooks in the 2-minute offense. I mean, that he just looks so calm and knows right where to throw the ball. And the ball, that touchdown to Jeremy, that was right on the pipe, man. That was right in his pocket. He didn't have to slow up, turn, or nothing to catch that. That hit him right in the basket and right in for the touchdown.
Hey, yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely. Something else I wanted to address. A lot of people are getting frustrated with how long it's taking Alabama to get plays off. They burned those 2 timeouts really early against in the Georgia game. Looked like they were going to have to do it a couple times this game. It's not the play call coming in. A lot of people think it's the play call coming in. It's not. It's Ty Simpson making checks at the line of scrimmage. And he is diagnosing the defense. And that's a lot of the plays that, he's doing that a lot. And I think he's got complete freedom to do that. And so, when he's sitting there trying to diagnose everything and he's calling out audibles and this and that, the clock's going to run down. In this game, it was good because Bama needed to run down the clock and maintain time of possession because Diego Pavia is going to get yards, so you don't want him on the field. But
that's true. But usually when Ty does all that, Cotton, he checks in the right play.
Yeah,
it's like down to 1, and then he hikes it, and it's like he throws the pass to whoever, and it's the right play, and we get 6 yards or 7 yards. It's like
there you go. Yep, Tobias, absolutely right, man. Absolutely right. It's good because what we're watching is Ty Simpson play at a very, very high level. Like we're not just talking about what happens when the ball leaves his hand. It's everything pre-snap that he's doing. This kid is performing at NFL levels right now. He really is, and it's
this. Cotton is what we've been talking about the last year about the entire position of playing quarterback. It's not just about how far you can throw it, how fast you can run, how you look in a tank top. It's like there's more to the position of having to study and learn and know and be able to anticipate and pre-snap reads. And when guys shift, and a couple times they clapped and Vanderbilt jumped and everybody was like pointing, and then they would change something. And then they would throw where there was nobody, there was plenty of space. It's just like watching him play the position is encompassing all of what it is to be a quarterback, what you have to do to be a quarterback.
Right. And that's what was lacking last year. Again, Jalen Milroe is a talented athlete, but he was not capable of performing at that level, at least consistently. The only game he really did it in was Georgia. And I think that was more about Nick Sheridan putting him in a good position.
And he uses legs a lot, and that was his biggest weapon. But, Ty's legs are a weapon in a different way.
Yeah. Army, we kind of talked about that a little bit already. We hinted at it. We're not going to go too far in the weeds on Missouri yet. We will tomorrow. He could be a problem. But I think if Alabama's defense kind of approaches that Missouri game on the road like they did that second half of Vanderbilt, they can probably slow them down enough. Also, it's an 11 a.m. kickoff. For those of you who've been around for a while, you know how I feel about those. Somebody's going to come out sluggish, and usually in those games, it's not the road team.
I have thoughts on this. Yeah, like the 11 a.m. games, I don't like them. But in terms of us playing on the road, I almost like them better on the road, so we can wake up, get going, get to the stadium, get into pads, get ready for game, play game.
Yeah.
As opposed to sitting around a hotel until 2:30 or sitting around a hotel until 6:30 at night. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. At least 11 a.m., you wake up, you're already in the routine, breakfast, to the stadium, you're in the game mode, game's over, you're on the plane home before the afternoon games are even over.
Yeah. And Steven's absolutely right. That the game today, look, yes, Gunnar Stockton was a mobile quarterback, right? But basically, all Alabama had to do was tee off at the guy. The game today was a chance for Alabama's defense, Kane Womack as well, their defensive coordinator, to show that they've grown into a team that can stop that style of offense. And that's what they did in the second half. They had to go through the first half to get there.
So good.
But that's going to build confidence because they're going to play other teams who do similar stuff. Oklahoma, Tennessee, Auburn, Missouri may do a little bit. All those teams are going to do some similar stuff. So, but outside of the run game, I'm not super worried about Missouri. The team that right now, the two teams that make me nervous right now, it might surprise you because LSU is not one of them. It is Tennessee and Oklahoma. Luckily, Bama gets both of those at home. Bryant-Denny Stadium should be absolutely rocking for those games.
Shout out to BDS today. They was pumping it.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you guys, I know that it kind of feels like it doesn't feel like it's possible for Alabama to run the table just because the schedule is so brutal. But I think that Alabama could potentially make the playoff with 3 losses. The way things seem to be going, the way teams are being weeded out right now, because the SEC is just cannibalizing itself. Somebody's got to rise to the top. So, Dijon Lee. Dijon Lee looked really, really good. He looks good when you don't put him on on Squirrel White. in his first game ever. He looked fantastic, right? Yeah, he looked great. And then Michael Carroll, that dude's a dog, man. We knew Carroll was going to be a big one when we covered his recruitment. And so it's kind of nice. I think Bama did pretty well often on the offensive line, except for Formby. What were we saying, Jeff? Were you saying something?
Struggling. He got beat on that play, that sack, and that right before we had that 24-yard punt. We need to set aside some cheese for some specialists. Although shout out Talty for coming back, kicking 3 field goals, but I don't know what the punter situation is. That was interesting.
Bro, you ain't kidding, man.
That was an interesting punt. That looked like Michael Ziffel era.
It's so frustrating.
Kicking it off his shin bone. And I'm like, did y'all get when he kicked it, it was like shonk. And I was like, oh.
It's so tough too, because Will Reichard kind of spoiled us.
Well, and then having J.K. Scott for 4 years kicking 60-yard, rainmakers out wherever he was. That was another spoiler. And then we've been, although, what's his name last year had a really good year.
Who?
The punter last year. I can't remember his name. I can't
remember. What was the
Australian kid? Yeah, I'm having a brain fart.
It's okay. I have those.
Yeah, Steven's right. On that play, he got beat on. I think McElroy even called it out that he did something when he came out of his stance. He favored right or something and left a gap on the left, and that guy just went right in that gap, went right around him and sacked him. Burnip, that's it, Nick. Burnip. God.
Yeah. Oh yeah, James.
I forgot James Burnip. Sorry, I have PTSD. We started talking about Bama punters.
Well, there's been some bad ones. Been some bad place kickers too.
There's been some bad place kickers too. I agree.
Yeah, it's been a crazy game, man. And I'm wondering if it's over with. You got FSU and Miami going on tonight. I don't.
Have they started? What are they? 6:30? Did they start just now?
I don't think they've started just yet, but they were supposed to start at 6:30. So
that's in Gainesville, right? Or I'm in Tallahassee, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was like Gainesville.
Yeah, well, they needed a nicer stadium. It's such a big game. They moved it to Gainesville.
Yeah. Steven, I'm trying not to read too much into that about our red zone offense, but
I know. You guys remember we got the Groza winner, and he was like 3 for 4 for the whole season last year for field goals.
Yeah. Oh, the kid from Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
I forgot about him. Yeah.
He was the Groza winner over Reichard somehow, but then we got him, and we only had to attempt like 6 field goals the whole season.
Absolutely redonkulous.
Graham Nicholson.
Yeah. Crazy times. So, oh, man.
Big for us, yeah. We had a lot of clutch catches today, though. Cuevas had a great catch where he leapt over that guy to get the first down. That was big. Hollywood had a big catch. Of course, he dropped that one, but wouldn't have got the first down anyway on that later in that drive. That was a bad throw. That was a bad play altogether.
Yeah.
Even if he caught it, he was going to be short. But he is our and if that pass to him down the sideline had been a little bit better throw, that's a walk-in touchdown. He had to come back and catch it. He still got some yards, but if Ty leads him out, Hollywood just runs up under that and walks in the end zone.
Yeah. So
yeah, agreed.
Nick, so Jeff was kind of crashing out about this a little bit in our group chat during the game.
A little bit.
And I was trying to calm him down. I was like, what he's doing, I think, is some of that cute stuff worked really well at Georgia. And so it's kind of like testing the waters, dipping your toe in there and seeing. I think he called some of it at some inopportune moments, if you know what I mean. Like it stalled out some touchdown drives, but
yeah, like you said, a little too heavy at times.
Yeah,
I think that was a great way to put it. You're like, we're leaning on that versus Georgia, but maybe a little too heavy, today.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Especially because Bama's fighting. They were fighting from behind, and so
yeah, and I didn't think we needed that. Like we were running the ball effectively enough, just lining up and just lining up and running the ball. These inside zones, and so we didn't need to try any of the trickery or the cute stuff. We were just lining up and just running at will.
Yeah. Especially with how Jam Miller was running the ball. I mean, he was averaging 6 yards a carry, something like that. He was having a really good game. I would have liked to see him get 10 more carries. There was a time right there in the third where Alabama kind of went pass heavy like they tend to do under Grubb and DeBoer. But I think it's because I feel like maybe they were feeling what we were feeling. You kind of had that feel like, okay, if we score right here, it might be enough. And so they were just trying to push it maybe, but they'll learn from it. You can't approach every opponent like the same. And so, I think whoever said it in the chat, I think Missouri does kind of match up a little bit better for Alabama's defense than Vanderbilt. So we'll see how that looks. And then defensively, I think Alabama definitely has the edge. Their offense has the edge over Missouri's defense. So, and then guys are just kind of stepping up. They're becoming what we all heard about. I've been saying this. All the people that were in fall camp and had eyes on this team that walked away going, this is a really good team, picked them to be preseason national champions. All this, EG said it. They can't all be wrong. And so I think we're starting to see them grow into that. And Tobias, yes, Caden Proctor is one of those guys. The offensive line has gotten, they've gotten better each and every game, I think.
I agree with that.
We had a couple of bad series today, but overall the offensive line played really, really well. Really well.
I would agree with that. And we're still rotating guys on the right side. I didn't think did Jaden Roberts even play at all today?
I don't know. I didn't. I
hope he's not falling out of the rotation.
There you go. So I actually think that early kick is going to work in Alabama's favor.
Agreed.
I think typically, if Nick, you're probably thinking like me, I hate 11 a.m. kickoffs because somebody always comes out stagnant and sleepy. Usually it's the home team that does it. So we'll see. But the big thing is Alabama's now got 2 big wins. They beat Georgia. They got their lick back on Vanderbilt. How do they maintain their intensity moving forward? Because again, it doesn't get any easier. We're only, Alabama's not even halfway through this thing yet. Right. And so they still got a ways to go.
Sitting nice at 4-1.
Yeah.
And who knows? And we said this a couple weeks ago that by the end of the year, maybe that Florida State loss will be the best thing to happen to this team. Non-conference loss, smack in the face, and if you run it after that, that loss is really irrelevant.
Yeah. I think they just got a little cute, trying something different, and if it works,
Well, that was the third play of that series of 3 plays when Ty was cooking and leading him down the field, and then they took it out of his hands for those 3 plays in a row. And that Jeremy run was the third play in a row of those. It was like jam, and then that Jeremy run. And I was like, why are we taking the ball out of his hands for all 3 downs? At least put 1 play in there and let Ty try to score. Or
3 more road games. We have to go 2-1. Sure. But I do think Alabama's toughest opponents are going to be at home. Now the game that everybody's going to kind of look at and go, they're going to kind of have the same mentality they do about Vanderbilt is going to be the Iron Bowl, because Auburn's offense has just kind of been meh this season. But I think Auburn has the best defense in the SEC right now, the best overall defense. It's going to be very hard for Alabama to score points down there in Jordan-Hare. And so, that's one to keep an eye on. But again, I do think with the way things are weeding themselves out, there is a strong potential that you're going to get a 3-loss team in the playoff this year. Roll Tide, Bo. Oh, we got to give him the round of applause here.
Oh, thank you for being a member, Bo. Sorry, I'm slipping on the applause meter.
No, it's cool, man. I got it. It gives me something to do. I feel like I'm just saying the same things over and over again. So
I thought James Smith played really well when he got in there. You could tell he was itching to get in the game. I thought he had a really good second half too. Yeah. A lot of the guys on the defense did. Pierre really making a name for himself. Michael, you called him out. Yeah. Not called him out, but you called that a few weeks ago. Watch out for 42. Yeah. He's
good. He really
played a really good game in terms of as a whole, like with discipline, staying home, using his eyes, watching the quarterback's chest. I mean, he really affected a couple of the plays. Even that big 3rd down stop. By him staying home and flushing Pavia out wide, Damani was able to rip him down. And I mean, what a huge play that was.
Yeah, I think Alabama's linebackers, they played a hell of a game today. They played really, really well. Justin Jefferson looked good. Beyonce Pierre reminds me of a Nick Saban era guy, over there in that wolf position. Like, I memean, he really does. He reminds me, he's long. He's built like Will Anderson. He's got those long freaking arms, the high shoulders. I'm very high on him. It was good to see Damani figure out whatever was going on with him. He was struggling a little bit. So it just it was very encouraging to see those second half adjustments because we didn't get those last year. And so, it does. It feels good. I want a couple things really quick. Roll Tide from Long Island,
Long Island,
Woo!
New York. Go Yankees! Even though they lost today.
Very far from me. I heard Ty Simpson's a Yankees fan now.
He got to meet the Aarons up there. Take a tour of the clubhouse. Yeah.
Steven, thank you for the super chat. Absolutely.
Wow. Big time super chat.
You are a real American hero, Steven.
Thank you.
And you, sir, know ball. So
you know ball.
You know ball. So
thank you. Man, agreed. Agreed on this. Lawson should take notes.
You know what, Tobias? That's kind of where I was going with the with when I started to talk about it, and I got sidetracked because my brain it does not work in a linear way. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The discipline from those linebackers, the eye discipline, especially a guy like Pierre, to contain. I mean, Pavia didn't have many lanes to break out and run. I mean, when he was rolling out, he was just kind of heaving it a lot of times because there was nowhere for him to go. And that was so promising because there were so many quarterbacks who were able to just kind of get away and skedaddle against that defensive front last year. So to see them make those adjustments, and I think that took away that shovel pass that we were kind of talking about, that the dreaded PTSD inducing shovel pass that Vanderbilt has for us. I feel like that's kind of what took it away. But I'm telling you guys right now, Texas is not making the playoff. They're not. They're going to lose a couple more. I picked them to lose 3. I think they might lose.
They may be a year out. Arch may need this year to hit his bumps and then, shake it off and basically come back as Ty Simpson next year.
Yeah. But
I don't think he's as good as Ty Simpson, period.
No, I think Ty Simpson is the best overall quarterback in college football right now. And I'm not saying that because he's Alabama's quarterback. I'm saying it because of what we were saying earlier. What he is doing, he is entirely in command on the field. Yes, he had a couple of hiccups today. But ultimately, from the moment he walks up to the line of scrimmage, everything he's doing, diagnosing the defense, checking, making calling audibles. And then the execution is just so good, man. Like he's playing at a high NFL level right now, and people are going to figure it out. Ty Simpson won this game for us today, as did he won the Georgia game for us. And so it's going to be fun, man, to watch him the rest of the way. It's going to be a lot of fun.
We can run the table with this guy at quarterback because he's making the right checks, the right calls, and he's making good throws. Now, he had that pick today. That was not a good throw, but he's not turning the ball over. Outside of that, he hasn't turned the ball over in 4 or 5 games now.
Yeah.
Other than that pass, which was.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's him and Mateer. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree 100%. Which that bodes well for Alabama because I know a lot of folks were worried about potentially losing Keelan Russell. Well, if a Ty Simpson works himself up into the first round of the NFL draft, you don't have to worry about it.
This is shaking out
exactly how we planned.
So, I mean, you're seeing the kind of things we can do when the quarterback can deliver the ball accurately. It opens up a lot of things, and there's weapons everywhere. And there's weapons we're not even using.
It's ridiculous, man.
So it's only going to get richer too, because this offense is an offense that will attract elite offensive talent.
Yeah. I think basically all of Alabama's 2026 recruiting class was in Tuscaloosa to watch that today.
I'm sure that didn't help at all.
Yeah, Jabarius Carror,
but
he was there. He was our first commit in the 2027 class, 5-star. Well, he's a 4-star, but he'll be a 5-star before it's done. 5-star edge. We did an interview with him on the show. He was fantastic.
Speaking of commits, did Jet break any records this weekend? Since he breaks a record every weekend.
All of them. Dude, that kid, I don't know where he came from, but Jet Tamala is absolutely redonkulous, and Alabama the quarterback situation for Alabama, if Alabama's going to lose anybody in their 2026 class, it's going to be Taden Kawa, because Jet Tamala is obviously the next guy after Keelan Russell. Dude, that kid is
video game numbers every weekend.
Yeah, and I get it. It's high school, blah, blah, blah. But
still,
man, what he's doing is, it's, dare I say, Tua-esque.
I mean, there's something to, Derrick Henry had like 15,000 yards in 3 years. And you could, there were people that say, well, it's just because they just hand him the ball every time. But it turns out the guy was a pretty good running back.
Yeah. Yeah. And like to Raphael's point, like if Alabama just keeps getting better every week, that's what we want. That and go 1-0 every single week.
Yep. And they've done a great job of, they'll be over this game by tonight, and they'll be on to Missouri before they go to bed tonight. And it's business as usual, man.
Yep. Now that's the big thing, is can you keep them locked in? Can you keep that intensity high? I think they've got the leadership on the team to do it. Ty is one of those guys. Deontay Lawson's been around for a while. Tim Keenan, Keon Sabb. They got guys that can push to keep that standard in place. And that's what I love about it. Because, Nick Saban is still lightly, he's dust over the program involved. Mm-hmm. But what's happening is those guys, Tim Keenan, Deontay Lawson, Ty Simpson, who learned the standard from Nick Saban, those are the guys that are going to continue to push. It's almost like generational wealth, right? You build wealth, you push it to your children, you teach your children to take the wealth once you give it to them and build it even higher. And that's just rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls, generational wealth, right? It's kind of the same thing. And I mean, it's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have. Not to mention that right now, in terms of recruiting, Alabama's dipping into the classes of kids who watched Nick Saban and Alabama be dominant for so long. And so it just, I mean, yeah, it's been nice, man.
Yeah, absolutely. This was
good. I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see that. But that, even if he catches that ball, he was not going to get a first down. So that was just a poorly executed play. You can't run the route short of the sticks on a short route like that. And that was a poorly run route and a poorly executed play.
Absolutely.
Roll Tide Gelato. Thank you for the super chat, man. Fist. Thank you. Oh, crap. I'm getting there.
We got to fire Jeff, guys.
We do. Man, how did that? There you go.
Thank you for the super chat. Fantastic.
Thank you for that super chat. Yes, I'll be on probation after this.
Roll Tide, baby.
Y'all enjoy the games tonight. There's some good games tonight.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm about to go do.
We're about to go pile up in front of the couch and and check them out.
So, 478 of you watching.
Thank you.
A favor. If you are not watching this on YouTube, there's 306 of you watching on X, which is fantastic. But guys, go over to YouTube for a second. Type in Waaaay Offsides. I'm gonna have Skip Bayless teach you how to spell it in just a second. And when you find it, just hit the subscribe button. Super simple. Helps us out. You can also hit the notification bell. You won't miss anything.
Yes, you can.
We're going to talk more about this Vanderbilt matchup in the coming days, and then we'll turn our attention to Missouri as well as recruiting, and then basketball is well on its way. We got a new show for you, a basketball show coming this year, Full Court Crimson. Should be a lot of fun. So
yeah, I'll get into hoops now. Hoop season is a different beast. Basketball expectations will rip your guts out.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw, but there was a 5-star recruit that visited Alabama recently that was also supposed to take an OV to Auburn and then canceled that OV to Auburn. Maybe we'll talk about that on Full Court Crimson.
Maybe.
We will. So if you want access to that information, all you got to do is go over to Waaaay Offsides on YouTube. That is Waaaay with 4 A's. Skip, tell them.
Waaaay, this is all caps, Waaaay, Waaaay.
Thank you, Skip.
Yeah, appreciate
Skip's always so loyal, spelling that out for us every week.
It's
Skip.
Checks in the mail, by the way. So,
Skip.
But as always, you guys are fantastic. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night with football. Unlike a lot of other brands, we'll have some content coming your way tomorrow. Yeah, fantastic. Roll Tide, man.
Roll it, everyone.
Yep. Sorry, I'm basking in it for a second before we leave. Just it's good to be an Alabama fan.
Roll it.
As always, say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU.
And
smack
Tennessee
around
too.
Diego Pavia a little bit while you're at it. And Tennessee too. Roll Tide, y'all.